Nimuwo, Yun, Trois, Cat, 134? Yeah, 134-1, Yun, Trois, Cat, Yun. Check out the Constitution, Creole Constitution. 134-1 of the Constitution République Haiti. Constitution République Haiti. Yo non-min président en non-élection chaque 5 ans. Ton civis président en commencé 7 février après date élection en li fini to 7. I keep saying 7. Février 7 février après date élection en. Yo non-min président en non-élection chaque 5 ans. Ton civis président en commencé 7 février après date élection en. Li fini to 7 février après date élection en. What does that mean? That means Jovenel Moïse was the goddamn president, and that means Ariel Henry is the goddamn prime minister. That's what that means. The premier ministre. The premier ministre. So, I got an update with the assassination of Haiti. We have the Haitian government, the police, have reported that there are 26 Colombians and 2 U.S. citizens. 2 U.S. Haitian citizens and 26 Colombians. Don't the U.S. government, don't we have a connection with the Colombia and then the drug cartels, and then there's, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Is it the drug cartel by themselves, or is this the U.S. government getting some ex-military? 6, they got a bunch of their passports. 6 of the 26 Colombians were retired military. So the Colombians, so what, cocaine, the DEA, we're going to give the Colombians to enforce the DEA. That doesn't sound like a good idea to me. So retired members of the National Army. Now, some good news. Bogota, Colombia says that they're going to cooperate with Interpol. Interpol says that they want all the information that they could get from Colombia when it comes to the 6 retired military, or to all the Colombians, but specifically with the 6 retired military. Did the Colombian government have any idea that ex-soldiers, like a whole bunch of ex-soldiers, were going to be a part of this assassination group? And what is the point? What is the ideology? Who is the mastermind between these 28? So there's 28. Somehow they've determined 26 Colombians, 2 U.S. Haitian citizens are the group. These are the 28 people that are responsible for the death of Jovenel Moïse. So, then the coup, I guess, was successful, but they didn't get away. They didn't get away. Of the 28, well, 8 of them have got away, but of the 28, 17 have been arrested, 3 have been killed, and 8 are on the run. So, what does that mean? I don't know. But we do need to figure out, that whole thing between the presidents of Ariel Henry versus Claude Joseph. Claude Joseph is saying he's the president. Ariel Henry is saying he's the president. We might even just have a damn election just straight up for that. But that's important because that could rip Haiti into 2, just like when Dessalines was killed and you had Alexander Pétion, a mulatto, versus Henry Christophe. Henry Christophe and Alexander Pétion, they're going to have a civil war for about 10 years, and then they're going to separate North and South. So you had this mulatto versus this black man, North versus South, Alexander Pétion versus Henry Christophe. Why? Because Dessalines got fucking killed. He got killed like pretty badly. So, what's going on? There's also something about a Venezuela connection. Nobody knows for sure what the hell's going on. There's a lot of conspiracy or a lot of theories about what could possibly be. but there's no for certain. The two U.S. Haitians, we got their names. It's James Salages from Fort Lauderdale. He's 35 years old. And Joseph Vincent, who's 55 years old. He's from Miami. Joseph Vincent from Miami, 55 years old. And then James Salages, S-O-L-A-G-E-S, from Fort Lauderdale. So they are two American-Haitians who have been naturalized Haitians, so born in America, went to Haiti, became citizens in Haiti, who have South Florida ties. So they know people in South Florida. They're going back and forth, Haiti and America, Haiti and America. Who are these two? You know, who is James Salages? Who is Joseph Vincent? I wouldn't put it past the U.S. government to use a drug cartel or, you know, a bunch of Columbians to pull off a hit. Also, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty, too. So I wouldn't put it past it just being an internal drug cartel, you know, gang kind of thing. Some sort of inside job. So 11 suspects, listen to this, 11 suspects were arrested when they broke into the Taiwan embassy. So they've arrested 17 of the folks, but they arrested 11 of the 17 when they broke into the Taiwan embassy. Why did they break into the Taiwan embassy? What has this got to do with Taiwan? Is Taiwan connected to this shit? And is this just somehow to get, what do they call that, sanctuary or whatever? So the suspects that were arrested, they did not resist. So what the fuck? They break into the Taiwan embassy. Cops are called. They don't resist. Sounds intentional. Sounds like they got, you know, arrested intentionally. Maybe they went to the embassy, broke into it, so the cops would be called, and they would get arrested without being shot. Perhaps. I have no idea what to make of that, but that's the best. So Interpol is on this. I don't think France should be, or America, or the United Nations. Apparently one of Jovenel's 3 kids survived by hiding in the brother's bedroom, so not for sure about the condition of the other 2 kids, if they're even alive or what the hell is going on with that. The wife, she is in the hospital. She is in stable condition. They had reported her killed, and then they came back, and there was one report that said that she was killed, and then another report that said that she was flown to South Florida. And the news, they said specifically which hospital she was at, which is like, that seems kind of dangerous. Just let us know that she went to the hospital. Now, the assassination of Jovenel, this is going to get graphic, so trigger warning. The assassination of Jovenel, he's going to get shot 12 times. He's going to get shot in his left eye. His left eye is gouged. His mouth is open. He's wearing blue pants and is white. His shirt is white blood-stained. So that's how they found him, right? He lived like a candle in the wind. I don't know where the presidential security, where the hell, I mean, it seems like, how did they elude the president's security? It very much seems like it could just as easily be an inside job as it is a United States operation. But I wouldn't put it past the U.S. government, so I think you should very much keep that open. Because it seems like almost, is this just a drug cartel, you know, some affiliated with some local gang in Port-au-Prince? Or is there a Venezuela connection? I guess that whole, Caribe, Petro-Caribe or whatever. And then the U.S. government has just been doing this shit over and over again. You just got out of Afghanistan, but you need to show that you're still a war hawk. Maybe Biden once said something about if Haiti was to sink into the ocean or rise 300 feet, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't it wouldn't change America's self-interest that much, which I'm not for sure what he was saying about that, but that just sounds awful. Basically, it doesn't matter if Haiti is there or not, and he might be right with that, but it's just a terrible thing to say. And if Haiti wasn't there, that would devastate me. I would be devastated if Haiti wasn't there. So let's see here. Bogota, Colombia is cooperating to U.S. Haitians. Joseph Vincent, James Salages, both are naturalized Haitians. Ariel Henry and Joseph Claude need to figure something out because you don't want to turn into a civil war. And America, the United States of America, you better fucking get down on your hands and knees and kiss Haiti's ass. If it wasn't for Haiti, you wouldn't have half the damn country. You would only have the 13 colonies. If that, frankly, hell, Napoleon would have came in and conquered your asses. But because of Haiti and the rebellion and the revolution, this is going to open up an opportunity for the United States of America to buy the Louisiana Purchase. 1803, Thomas Jefferson. So he's going to buy the Louisiana Purchase from Napoleon, give him a bunch of money or what have you, but then we got, you know, a nice free and clear claim to how many states? Oh, you know, just Montana and Wyoming and North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, New Orleans, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas. Texas, why don't you get down on your hands and knees and thank Haiti, because the top part of the fucking hat, Texas wouldn't have a hat if it wasn't for Haiti. And then there's two countries in Canada, Alberta and Saskatchewan. So again, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, you need to kiss Haiti's ass. Wyoming, South, North Dakota, Montana, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Minnesota, and Alberta and Saskatchewan. Jesus Christ. America, you owe Haiti so much. You owe Haiti so goddamn much. Quit putting Haiti. Haiti can't survive because America keeps putting one hand on top of Haiti's head and keeping Haiti underneath the water. So, yeah, Uncle Sam needs to stay off of Haiti, stay away from Haiti, the United Nations, France. We need, you know, I feel like AFRICOM. We should just get AFRICOM in on this. There's, you know, Border Patrol, FBI, there's so many armed forces, Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, the Secret Service, but there's also the Justice Department, the State Department, the CIA, maybe the EPA could be involved. The U.S. government is just so fucking big, it could be a million different people, and then the whole idea is to keep it out of the White House, right? So they might, you know, maybe keep mum's the word and then watch how they get like a whole bunch of protection, and then they'll just get escorted out of jail or some shit. There's 11 million people, 11 million souls in Haiti, which is bigger than New York City by a couple million. New York City is 8.5 million. And then I want to say Colorado is 6 or 7 million. But Haiti has 11 million people that live there. When it comes to the decision of Ariel Henry and Claude Joseph, I wonder if the National Assembly should pick one of those two or a national election. You're going to get the old National Assembly or just get a brand new national election. I'm not for sure. Part of me, I mean, get in there, get instant runoff voting, have everybody vote within goddamn 2 weeks, and have them vote between Ariel Henry and Claude Joseph. Have the election between Ariel Henry, Claude Joseph. This is going to pick the prime minister for now, and then he's going to work on the elections, and then they'll have, you know, time to debate or whatever. Or maybe if you're going to do this, the elections like tomorrow or a week from now, you could have 3 debates, and then a week to campaign, and then have the election, and now you know who the prime minister is. Once you know who the prime minister is, then you can carry on with, you know, there was more than 6 vehicles, there was AKs, there was drones. This is a professional, you know, highly financed operation. We don't know who is pulling the strings. We don't know the puppet master. We do not know the reason or who or why, or if they're connected to an opposition politician, if they're a part of the U.S. government. We do know that we got 26 Columbians, 6 of them who were retired military, so 6 who used to be a part of the government. Kind of crazy how those 11 suspects were arrested. They broke into the Taiwan embassy, and they did not resist. Was this a DEA operation? It could have been. They said that Ariel Henry is due to be sworn in, so I don't know. I feel like he was appointed. Ariel Henry was appointed. But if both are claiming power, so I feel like that's going to be the biggest, that's the first thing you need to figure out now. That's the very first thing that you need to figure out now. So a National Assembly, get the old National Assembly to pick Ariel Henry or Claude Joseph, or get the national election. Get the Haitian people. Get the Haitian people, get them a practice vote, Ariel Henry or Claude Joseph. I don't think it matters that much, but just make sure you know who the goddamn leader is, and then once you have that, then, you know, work on the next election. There were slated September 26th elections. The Constitution says that there's November elections. So I think the September 26th elections will probably carry on. September, so July, August, August, September. So just in 2 months, you're going to have, or 2.5 months, you're going to have not a presidential election, but election for a lot of the parliament. So that's going to happen in about 2 to 3 months. Now, I don't know how much democracy Haiti has actually had. Apparently, Aristide was the first democratically elected president, and he got elected in 1990. But that's, so I don't know exactly how their democracy has been working. I also kind of underestimated the U.S. influence. Okay, the United States government had coup d'etat Haiti in 2004. They threw the government again in 1991 and also in 1986. And then there was a 10-year occupation or 20-year occupation from 1915 to 1935. There's another 10-year occupation from 2010 to 2020. 2010 to 2020, there was a website that I had pulled up. 2010 to 2020. Fuck. What was I saying? 2010 to 2020, there was another occupation. So this is the second occupation. And it was MINUSTA. It was the United Nations, and then they got out, but then they kind of stayed in. So they're out, but they've been out for 2 years. MINUSTA just got out 2 years ago. So that's United Nations. That's the front for America, right? So that's another U.S. occupation. You just had a 10-year occupation. There was the 20-year occupation 100 years ago. So who is this? What is this? What's going on? You don't want a civil war, Alexander Peshon and Henry Kristoff, and God, I'm tired. So that's the update. I don't know exactly who, but 26 Colombians and 2 American-Haitian citizens. That seems very, very fucking suspicious. It's very sus. That is sus. That is very sus. So there you go. There you go. R.I.P. Jovenel. R.I.P.